Hello, Spectrum here. We're going to show you where we are. So let me open up the Crimson Leaf launcher, and that will be an item on your desktop. And we have MegaWars, which is here, and then we have a new game that we're kind of working on, but we're not going to talk about that yet. I'm going to hit the update key. It will download, install the patch, and it will finish installing. And there we go. Now we're ready to play. We're going to play as guest right now, so I'm going to hit the play button. It's going to take just a second to register the guest and log us in. So let me bring the game down. Okay. We have picked up from where we were, and let's take a look at a couple of things. First off, the space station. We've done a little bit of work to it, but the assembly process took us a bit longer than we thought, but I'm pretty pleased with what we have. We are not done. I don't think we'll ever be done, but we're at the point we can let some players in. There's some minor issues, but we'll get that cleaned up in the next week or so, and be ready to be able to get some players in. So I'm going to hit the F key, which is the interact, because the way that the keyboard is set up, your ASDF drives you. So I'm going to hit the F, and it's going to show us there are no wars. So I'm going to come around behind me, hit the F key, and pick single player. This will build a war for us. So we're going to give him just a second to be able to build that war. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. We'll do a cut and a paste, put this thing back together just to make it easier and don't waste the whole 1 minute of time. Through the magic of video editing, we just saved 40 seconds of your time. Okay, cool. Now you'll notice in the upper right hand corner up here, let me hit the enter key. By the way, if you want to get your mouse active, most cases an enter key will make it available. In the upper right hand corner up, you'll notice it says active war, gives you a start time, that kind of thing. If this tells you that you need to log into a war, go to the, I'm going to click, which turns the mouse off, go to the war manager or to the academy manager. Well, you start from up here. Let's come back over here. This is where you start. Come down the ramp. This is your war manager. That's the academy. Teams is over here. And I shouldn't move the mouse so fast. That is manage planets. And then up here is inner space. Now there's some other things. You can explore what those are. F is the interact key. So I'm going to hit the F key. That puts me in the orbit of the first planet, and the first planet is the Imperial base. So I'm going to hover over this, and you'll see that it's a 100 metal, 100 hab planet owned by Dark Helmet. And I can click, we can end at the planet, we can open the planet menu, or we can enter dry dock. So I'm going to tell it to open the planet menu. At this point, the server is creating the what the planet looks like. All the planets are different. We've done our best to create a unique world for players to play in. And you'll see in just a second it'll pop up with the planet. There we go. And it has its 10 little cities. That's going to be some surprises in the future, but we're not going to talk about that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end or cancel and exit because I don't want to do anything with that planet. I'm going to right click, and you can see we added the orbits. If you scroll with the mouse, you can see, you can zoom in, of course. You can't rotate. We had some frustration with the rotation. So you'll notice over here that this guy is green because you have exited the gravity well of the system, and you can go to warp. So on the helm menu, I'm going to hit the left button, which then brings up my star systems. And this one to the left will always be the unscouted star that you have never scouted in this region. So I'm going to select him, hit the navigate to the star. One of the things that we've added, when you hover over the system, it tells you what star it is. Now it's white, we've never been there. Or if it's green, it'll pop up what is in that system. This will give you a nice little interactive map of what is in the system itself. So Okay, so I entered the system.
Laser lock detected.
Laser lock detected. This guy is coming up on me.
Detected.
So I'm going to click on him up here just like this. You'll see his little health bars are there. I'm going to do a laser lock, which is this little target symbol. Give it a 1 or 2 seconds, and then begin firing on him.
New target acquired.
Now, I personally like to shoot everybody in the rear because do the same amount of damage on his aft, plus you have a good chance of hitting his engines and slowing him down so he can't get away as quickly. I'm going to wait till he turns around there and gets behind. And fire again. And comes around, double. Wait till he comes around and get him. He doesn't have a lot of hull left. You can see his shields are going back up. Okay, looks like one more hit and he will be dead. There we go. I love that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and navigate over to this planet. And here again, scroll with the mouse to zoom in, zoom out. And yes, it did. Believe it or not, it calculated the tangency of the planet. And we came in tangent. So yes, that's what happens when you have a guy that writes CAD/CAM software writing your game for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and open the planet menu. Now you can see this planet. This is white again. These will be pre-calculated in the future. And I'm going to hit the occupy button. Now we could attack and pillage, but it's an NPC planet, and we're just taking it back because Borg the Merciless took that planet from us. Okay, so there's our planet with his systems. It takes about 12 seconds to create the planet and download it from the server.
New base established.
New base established. So I'm going to cancel and exit. I'm going to come back here and say open the planet menu again. Now this time, this gives us a 3D view of our planet. And if you take a look right here, we have a little gun, and we have a ship taking off. That's our little fighter going on patrol. Okay, so that's our little air base coming in. This is the planet settings. Those come in. That gives you your access. We've changed access now to allies and friends, and your team, of course, and then you can do everybody. And there's 2 separate areas that they can interact with your planet: the shipyards or the trading posts. So we'll get into more of that later. So labor settings for all our MegaWars 3 players, these look pretty familiar. That really hasn't changed at all yet. And then the warehouse, you'll notice here that the names are kind of different. You have arms equipment, basic equipment, a cannon, an F-100 fighter. Wow, we have technology. So this will allow us to do a T-200 torpedo. Starting to see where we're going. These guys will sort some of your basic concepts. Troops, you can sort by the name of the equipment type, that kind of thing. So just your basics. So I'm going to go back to planet view. We're going to cancel and exit because I don't want to save anything at this point. Oh yeah, this is your refinery. This is your arms factory. There is minerals and your mine. That over there is an apartment building. It has a nice view of the lake. There you go. See there? Nice view of the lake. And so we've got some mountains and some clouds and that kind of thing. So if we look up, the system is nice blue sky today. And oh, there goes our little fighter. He's up there on patrol. I want to add some fun things. Like I want some trucks driving on the roads and things like that to give us a little more interactivity of what's taking place. And yes, it is all in 3D, nice and clean. You can see all our little trees. And if we were to zoom in, zoom in, not zoom out. If you look carefully, you can see the tree is actually being blown by the wind. Yes, we've got quite a bit of detail that we've tried to put into MegaWars now at this point that helps us be competitive with who's out there. So yeah, you can see the wind blowing in the trees. Kind of such fun. Okay, we're going to cancel and exit, and let's get back out here again. Okay, We've added torpedoes, so that is up here. You click once, it does the load, and the little cooldown bar, make sure that you don't click it too much. Now you can, but it won't do anything. So let it cool down, loads the next one, let it cool down, loads the next one. Okay. Torpedoes, we're not worried with that until we get to testing the Academy's 200 level. The ships will not leave systems until we get to the Academy 200 level. Sorry, 103 level. Sorry. We're going to be testing the 101, and what we're looking for mainly is, are the systems working as they should? So you'll notice red here. This is red. We're not moving in normal space. Now if I double click, you can see it go to 0. It's red because we're not outside the gravity well yet, so it will turn green here in just a second once we can go to warp again. Alright, there she is. Okay, trying to think here again. I'm going to go over a couple things. Click on a planet, it gives you the navigate. On this side, Imperial Base 1, 2, 3, and 4. Clicking the arrows takes you through to the star system navigation, and then we've also added some favorites. Don't have to remember the your systems anymore. So on the left hand side over here you have add a favorite, that kind of thing. So we're going to make use of that. So if someone opens a holer up to you, you can navigate to it, and then remember that in your favorites. You don't have to write down what system that is. Okay? Alright, that is it for this developer video. Just wanted you to see how the assembly was all coming, and all the bits and pieces. Everything is in place. We are in code freeze right now. What that means is there are no more new features coming in, and we are just debugging, stabilizing, and preparing for release. We'll get some players in as quickly as we can. Alright, keep an eye out for your email. Players who are subscribers and players who are have bought through pre-sales will be admitted into the game. Alright, thank you very much. Have a good one.